but they're also the ones who take the brunt of anything that's coming at them, because they're not mature, they're not at the maturity level to take it. Part of that Venn diagram are the parents, the teachers, the administrators, and the community. And so we should be focused as partners to illustrate what we mean by being responsible leaders and adults, and communicate that same standard to our children. And when they see that negative rhetoric, they can't think that that become the norm. I hope that our kids grow up learning that communicating face-to-face is much better than being behind a keyboard.
Okay, so the definition of a healthy relationship on social media. I would say positivity. I've been criticized a little bit for not having a social media presence, but I kind of pride myself on it because I don't like to get involved. I mainly use social media to keep up with family and friends that I don't normally talk to. I don't get on there and do much, but keep up with that. Personally, I think the best way to foster a positive environment is to get out. Get out in the district. I mean, whether you're a board member, a parent, a teacher, or a community member, I'm old school. I like to have face-to-face conversations, and I'm out in the district quite a bit. A lot of the high school events, and some of the greatest conversations I have are at some of those events with people that I just met that night. There's something to be said. I mean, it's kind of like I was taught, my grandma always said this when I was growing up, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. So that's what I'd say with social media. If you can't get on there and say anything nice, then don't even say anything. Because most likely, if you're gonna say something negative, you don't have the courage to come up and say it to that person's face, and that's probably why you're on there doing it. So, but I'm totally open to conversations, whether positive or negative. So feel free that if you see me out and about, please come talk to me. And I know that with my wife in the district, if you have a hard time finding me, she'll probably give you my phone number too. So, but like I said, just positivity.
Okay, thank you. Our second question is, how do you disagree while respecting your fellow board members' opinions?
I mean, as probably a lot of you know, I'm running for re-election. So many of you may have been here 4 years ago, and I feel like I'm echoing a lot of the same opinions I had back then, but there is some talk that I've totally changed my opinions and I'm totally running on something different than I did before, and I'm gaslighting everyone that has said that they're gonna vote for me. I feel like I haven't changed my ideas or my opinions at all, but I do feel like that the opinions of others, or what I may have thought their opinions were, may have changed. And I feel like I've done a pretty good job of respecting opinions during board meetings. I don't try to lash out at anyone. I don't get on Facebook and spread negative things about it or talk ill of anyone for their opinion. I believe everyone's entitled to their opinion, and I try to pride myself on taking into effect how everyone would think about a certain situation. One of the things I like to remind myself of in a situation is usually if there's a situation and you're making a vote, if it is clearly two-sided in the community, or it's gonna affect one base more than the other. Usually, if you have one side that is extremely happy with your decision, then you probably made the wrong decision. Because if you're truly doing the right thing for every kid and every student, every community member, then everyone is probably not gonna be happy with you, or everyone is still gonna be felt like they got left out, or they still want more. I'm gonna leave it at
Contrary to popular opinion, I bet we have more in common than we have in disagreements if we really sat down and had a conversation. And the first thing you have to recognize is if we're sitting at the table, particularly as board members, we're volunteers, we're professionals in our own right, but we should have a common conviction, and that's the education of our kids. And so when you look at the commonality, you're going to find a pretty good bell curve space of where you agree. And so where you have to focus the discussion in is, where is it that we have differences of opinion? And then you have to be respectful of that. You don't have to agree with the position, but you have to accept it because it's somebody else's belief and opinion. And then when you look at position one and position two, you have to determine where's some trade space. And when you're having those discussions, what I find is sometimes it'll help me to better understand that person's perspective, and maybe I disagree, but I understand the position they're taking. It may cause me to modify my position because I think there's merit or value in some of the points that they make, or it could just reinforce that I think the information I have at hand allows me to make a decision in the current space. But at the end of the day, that decision has to show mutual respect towards the parties because it's not personal, it's professional. We're looking at the district, the community, and our kids. And then, so every decision we make should be in the best interest. As Jeff said, it shouldn't be parochial. This is a non-partisan board. It should be what's in the best interest of the school district. And at the end of the day, even if I'm on the side where I fall short, that I don't communicate my position sufficiently and convey my argument to sway somebody, whatever the board decision is, I'm going to own that decision because we're a single entity. We're a board.
Okay, this is a big one, so I wrote a couple of notes down just as I was listening. And one of the things that has struck me ever since Jeff had his first podcast was when he said that when it comes to decision making, if you've satisfied someone completely with a decision, then there's someone who is left wanting. And the trick is to find that middle road. We have lost our ability to disagree respectfully. And it's something that we've all got to work on. I agree with Greg, we've definitely got more in common than we have that are different. I know there are things with the gentleman I'm sitting on this panel with that we disagree with. One thing I don't question is their motivation. So when we have the students' best interest in mind, when it becomes less about my ego and more about what benefits our kids, it should become easier to compromise and find common ground to solve our problems. You have to love the kids more than you love being right.
Yeah, I just want to amplify something that Jackie said, because compromise is not a dirty word, right? Compromise doesn't mean that you're undermining each other's position. It means that you have found common ground that your mutual interests have determined are the best interests. So don't let anybody tell you that compromise means that you have yielded your own position. No, you've looked at what's the best interest. So I like your idea of compromise.
All right.
10 seconds off the next one.
Well, you're in luck. That was the last question. So, I would like to thank the high school for hosting. I want to thank the moderators for reading the questions, our timekeeper for keeping time. And lastly, I want to thank the candidates for taking the time out of their day to come and answer these questions for us. So let's give everybody a round of applause. That's it. Have a good night. Just kidding.
Closing comments?
Closing comments. Closing comments. I'm a newbie here. I don't know. Closing comments. What do we? Help me, Greg. What do we got? Do you closing comments down the road?
No, I'm just
15 seconds off, Ben. He already agreed.
So, all right, give me 30 seconds then. All right, 30 seconds on the clock. All right.
Did I turn it?
Hey, first off, I hope that you saw represented up here the way you can be collegial, even as candidates who are running for independent positions on the board, that in fact we can have positive and productive dialogue. I think you'll find philosophically that we all look through the same lens. Note that affirmative most of the dialogue is in the affirmative, because we have to position ourselves to provide a positive learning environment for the kids, because that's our focus. I just want to remind everybody, early voting tomorrow begins November 4th. Today is the last day to register, so don't be that person. You can forget your taxes, but you can't forget to register today. Okay? I'm kidding, come on. All right. Hey, I appreciate everything. Thanks a lot.
Okay, I'll keep mine quick too, because this is all unscripted and that makes me really uncomfortable. I appreciate all the questions. They were very comprehensive. It was good for me to think about these things as well. And in listening to the answers, I knew before, but now I really know that I know exactly which 3 candidates I'm gonna check off on my ballot. So, get ready for tomorrow.
I'd just like to thank everyone for being here. Thank LEA once again. And I'd just like to say that I feel like over the last 4 years, I think I've proven myself that I'm willing to do what is best for the kids in the district, and not just certain kids, but every single kid. I think my voting record proves that. So I just truly appreciate all you guys being here, and I would appreciate any support that you guys have when it comes to the booth. I understand if you're not here to vote for us, then I understand that. You're entitled to that. But like I said, I'll appreciate any support that you can give, and looking forward to it. Like Greg said, early voting started today. You have till November 4th. Please, tomorrow, this has been a busy week. Please, spread the word. Get out and vote. Drive someone to the polls with you. Go pick up someone else that doesn't need a ride, but you don't think they're gonna go. So just please do your part. And thank you. Thank you.